Okay, we're live, ripping. So I'll this is a little bit out of the ordinary for kind of the Gristle King helium thing, but I started Gristle King to help people, and obviously that start was to kind of help people with helium, but it's not restricted to just helium. A long time ago, or a while ago, Andrii, who is on here, I hope I'm saying that right, had reached out to me about helium stuff. I mean, this is back in, I don't know, September. And we started talking. Turns out you're Ukrainian. You had some antennas that I was going to test. And so we're just going back and forth about that. And then this Ukrainian situation came up. We spoke briefly this morning, and you said, like, look, I've never asked anyone for help before, but can you help me get the word out to assist Ukraine? So, of course, I said, shit, yeah. And here we are. So I guess I'll start off with that as a kind of the premise is tell me who you are and how you got into helium.
Uh, as Nick introduced me, my name is Andrii 𝐒𝐤𝐳𝐤𝐬. I live in Ukraine, but I live in Canada, but originally I'm from Ukraine. And how I got into helium, just it was coincidence. I saw an article. I think it was Facebook or somewhere in the media
Yep.
about helium network and about LoRaWAN. And since I'm a telecommunication engineer. I graduated from Military Institute of Communication, and I worked back in Ukraine. I worked for Ukrainian State Center of Radio Frequencies, managing spectrum, issuing licenses, and dealing with different kinds of interferences. So it caught my attention, and I decided to read a little bit more about it, and I found it very interesting. And the technology itself is very helpful. That basically what we were needed a long time ago, but it just wasn't the right time, or the world wasn't ready. And
Right.
plus the combination of blockchain and LoRaWAN made it even more interesting. So I started doing my own research, reading about helium and reading about LoRaWAN networks, and it attracted me even more. So I started reading about how this network works,
Yeah.
helium, and how these packets fly back and forth, and what information they transfer, how this network can be useful
Hmm.
for people, for the community, and so many different ways of utilizing the coverage,
Hmm.
and especially helium network expanding worldwide.
Yep.
And I just said to myself, like, I want to be part of this. I want
Awesome.
to be part of this. And since it was very hard to buy, I think I bought my first rack helium miner in August, but it was hard to find anything, and I bought it on 𝐾𝐤𝐳 for insane amount of money.
Hmm.
And I drove like 150 kilometers just to pick it up. Came back home and plugged it in, and started you know discovering um, even more, and placed more orders. Started doing my own research and
Hmm.
how I can improve, because for almost 2 years I worked as a subcontractor here in Canada, um, doing installations for one rural internet provider, and
Okay.
I've been building towers. Like probably I send you, Nick, some
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
We
You
built
have.
like 100 feet towers, 60 feet towers, just 60 feet towers, just in 2 3 hours done. But uh, we've built a bit bigger structures. So, and I thought that's an opportunity.
Hmm.
I still have contacts of the clients for whom I build those towers. And like, I can use that towers.
Yep.
I can provide a coverage, because providing helium coverage in the city, it's not a big problem.
Right.
Basically, it's everywhere.
Hmm.
Uh, but in rural area where it's needed, I can use that tower that I built year or 2 years ago,
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
You're talking
and
about like doing a point to point link back to it. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
because in some locations the internet connection is very poor, and I built point-to-point microwave links as well. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, oh, I can use this to deliver, first of all, to deliver better internet to the client
Yep.
or to the host, and reuse it to provide coverage for Helium network.
Yep.
So this
And
is this is how it started.
that's how it started. And you were super sharp. You're coming on the YouTubes and helping me understand like where I was making mistakes with antennas. You're always super polite and helpful about it. And so I think the first thing that is here for me is that this is not someone that just kind of came out of the woodwork. Is that we've been talking for months, if not actually no, not a year, but many months. I'm seeing in the chat there's some Ukrainian stuff coming on. I don't speak Ukrainian, so I'm assuming that you can translate what Mark Strong is
Yeah,
saying.
I just I don't see it yet. Just
Yeah,
give
it'll
me one
come in.
second. I just want to
But I
see
thought,
what's
yeah, while you do that, I thought what I'd do is I don't know how to share the my little iPhone screen, but you had set up kind of the whole point of this was like, hey, how do we use the reach of Gristle King? How do we use the reach of the Helium community to help Ukrainians? And there's two ways to do it. If you're on the YouTube live, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this, is down in the description. There's two
yes.
links. One of the links is, I think it's 5 ways to use cryptocurrency to help Ukraine. Jump on that, go through that. Or Andrii has just set up an HNT wallet this morning, like 10 minutes ago, and you can donate to that. And in fact, what I thought I'd do just to make sure that yeah, everyone kind of see it is I'm going to put in hopefully the first 50 HNT to it. And so let's see, I think I can jump over and share the screen. So there's the wallet. I've got to have that up just so I can do the push over. While I'm kind of fiddling with my phone and sending HNT over, Andrii, kind of tell me what you think. Like, where's the money going to? Actually, no. Let's start with this. What's going on in Ukraine as far as you know, because you got the contacts over there, and then where do you think the money's going to go?
Uh, well, um, I I talked to my parents, my family,
Mm-hmm.
my sisters, brothers, because they're scattered all over the country, and I have many friends. I know many people from H&T community. They're everywhere, all over Ukraine.
Yep.
And what I see on chat is we're hiding. We hear air raid sirens screaming. So people are hiding because um, they wanted what what Russian army wanted. They wanted a fast attack and capture the capital of Ukraine, but they did not expect how people are united in Ukraine
Right.
and how they will fight back for their freedom,
Sure.
for their lives, and for their independence. Um, I'm I'm in contact with all of them, like 24/7.
Yep.
And at the very beginning, they started using the like artillery and strategic rocket systems bombing Ukrainian cities. People were sleeping at that time because I do remember when it started because I was on my phone uh, cooking dinner for me and my wife. I was I think it was roughly 10 or 11 uh, p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and my friends from Helium community started texting me that the war has started. I couldn't believe. And well, I started texting back asking, and at that time it was 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yep.
So can you imagine? People were sleeping at their houses, and
Crazy.
this is when this war started. After that, they started sending troops, like soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but since Ukraine didn't have a very powerful um, anti air system,
Mm-hmm.
like anti rocket
Oh yeah.
and like
Anti-aircraft
defense
stuff. Yeah.
system,
Yep.
anti aircraft system. Um, they kind of succeeded. But as soon as they started sending troops, uh, they started losing because people are united.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. No, we're all seeing the videos. It's pretty rad. I mean, it's not rad to see because it's a fucking disaster. Um, but it is super cool to see how people are responding. I can see there's this guy chickenpox or girl chickenpox. I'm not sure who it is in the chat asking if a hotspot is able to be used by the Russian military. Um, I'm going to say probably not,
well,
but maybe you know more than I do.
uh,
Like a helium
as far
hotspot.
as I know, I'm not an expert in LoRaWAN network, but as far as I know, the hotspot itself doesn't see the data inside the packets that it transfers. See, so it works as a simple router. It receives
Mm-hmm.
data, not data, I would say packets,
Yep.
encrypted packets, and then it just sends it through the network, and it's I don't know, double or triple encrypted. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. And only application server can open the packet and decode what's inside it. So there's no way the hotspot can be used to I don't know,
Yeah, there's probably no
probably
reasonable way. I think
coordinate.
you're pretty safe to keep keeping up coverage. I know,
But
Andre,
in order, probably in order to not to provoke people, because like I've seen the Russians or uh, their agent, they were marking buildings and leaving like tags.
yep.
This is for rockets to find the target.
Yep.
So it would be safer uh, to turn it down. That amount HNT won't make a big difference for you.
Right.
And Helium network can handle this, but it will be safe for you because any antenna, any suspicious object, it just provokes people, and people are very cautious right now.
Cool.
So
Dig
that's
it. Let's
my personal opinion.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's close enough to be right. I think it's pretty reasonable. Let's jump over and we can demonstrate my my fairly embarrassing geographical ignorance here as you walk me into where you might be and what's going on. So is this Crimea, this peninsula? Yeah,
Yes,
embarrassingly ignorant.
it
Okay,
is.
cool. And then this is Odessa, this little port down here.
Yeah, my brother lives here. Just received a batch of miners just on 22nd and 23rd, and we were talking about our plans and picking locations where we could potentially install them. But
Yep. Okay. And then let's see. I've got the guy who usually does my video editing lives in Ukraine, lives in Kiev, and I think he said he had moved to the east near Poland. Um, yeah, talk me through kind of the rest of the Ukraine. Is there a pretty strong Ukrainian helium community?
I would say yes. The Helium community is pretty solid. I know people who have deployed like dozens of hotspots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you look at the Chernihiv, it's probably um, see the Kiev, right? The biggest
This one right here.
biggest spot. Yeah, this is the capital. If you
Okay.
move a bit north,
Mm-hmm.
there's a city called Chernihiv.
That's this one right here?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
So should be in the chat
Okay.
somewhere
Yeah, it's
probably, or
getting
probably
filled
he's
in.
hiding. I know he deployed like over 30 hotspots there, and I do remember he was in the chat when he had a problem with his Bobcat miners after an update or something like that. So the Helium community is pretty solid, and like Lviv, this is the probably the second biggest
Mm-hmm.
city in Ukraine in terms of the amount of hotspots deployed there, and probably was the first city in Ukraine where people started installing their hotspots.
Was in Lviv. And is
So
Lviv in the east or the west? Like where is it from where the country is?
it's west. It's
Okay, it's
west.
west.
It's closer to the border with Poland.
Okay. We got so Mark is saying in the chat, he's like, hey, as long as we got electricity and internet,
Hey,
they're going to
Mark.
keep their miners running. Right on, Mark. Good for you. The wireless workshop folks are here. Looks like they're working those at the Pirate Radio DAO, and they're gonna figure out how they're gonna help out by providing some
That's
internet coverage.
awesome.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we got Elon on our side, so good old Musk is there working out. Let's see if the HNT pop through yet. Cool. So the first 50's in there. If you guys want to donate, donate. If you don't, I mean, do whatever you want. But that's mine. That's in there. I think this is a super cool thing that we can
That's
do at both the
awesome.
community and certainly for Gristle King and kind of help out as much as we can. So super cool.
Thank you,
So
Nick.
yeah, of course. I think the next thing. So this is yeah. We'll go through my embarrassing joke. So this is Kiev up here, and then you said
Yes.
Lviv is that's the one over in the west. So is that this kind of
Yes.
bright
Yes.
spot here? Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang,
So
and
I've
this
been
is
helping people from Lviv deploying their hotspots. They were asking about antenna patterns and cable loss and how to use nano VNA, because I always recommend, like, before plugging in your hotspot, make sure that antenna is working properly. Make sure that you have a good cable, a properly terminated cable, proper connections, everything. So
yep.
I was kind of helping them, and they were helping me as well. Like when I'm not a network guy, so helped me to set up a VPN,
Mm-hmm.
VPS, because in some cases I couldn't use the IP address. I mean, not unrelay my hotspots. I mean, so um, yeah,
Rad. Well, we got 60 in there now. So someone else chucked in their 10. I
fantastic.
think I just saw someone in the chat saying they were going to throw it in. I'm not sure if this thing updates live or not, but I think we can probably do something pretty cool here and really just get the word out. It sounds like just like everywhere else is that this is a community of folks and they're just people like us. And everybody worries about money a little bit in some instances, and certainly when folks are bombing the shit out of your country, it's one less thing to worry about. So however we can get this over there and help out, I think that's a super cool thing to
Yeah,
do.
just before reaching out to you, I just checked how many hotspots right now is are deployed, and how many are in the Helium network, and because I haven't been checking
Mm-hmm.
for, I don't know, 5 days, or when it started,
Sure.
24th. I don't know even what's my balance on my Helium wallet. Have no clue, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought 600,000 hotspots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I asked myself, uh, if I donate one HNT, will it make a difference for me personally?
Mm-hmm.
Will it affect my budget?
Yeah.
It won't.
No.
But then I did math, and it turned to be a huge amount of money
Yep.
that can be used to help people,
Mm-hmm.
to rebuild their houses, to save lives, and to stop this war.
Yeah.
And that is why I decided to reach out to you and ask for help. I don't ask for help,
Yeah. No, none of us
uh,
do. It's like a thing we don't
but
like to do,
but
but
especially for financial help. But it's
yeah, no,
it's
together
not
we
for
can do
for
way more than any
myself.
one of us can do apart. Mark is saying he's got stats for Kiev. And then Lee was saying, was asking you what's the best way for the helium community to help out the Ukrainians right now? Is there a certain thing we can do beyond kind of just donating HNT? Is there anything else that folks kind of watching this or who are into helium can do to help out Ukraine?
Well, I was thinking about, actually, how helium can be used to help people, uh, in case of war. Because
Mm-hmm.
before I was thinking, how can I use helium for business?
Yep.
and agriculture, assets tracking, etc., etc.
Yep.
Now I'm trying to think a different way. How helium can save lives.
Yep.
How helium can help to rebuild the infrastructure. I don't know how it can be used. If somebody has any ideas, please share your thoughts. But the first thing that I thought when I saw the message from media that Vladimir Putin is threatening with a nuclear weapon, because as far as I know, he gave an order to get ready for his get ready his nuclear sorry
Sure.
nuclear just need a sip of water.
Yeah, yeah. Take your time. No, he's getting ready to do the worst thing that he can do, and he's a pretty rotten
And
person. So
first thing that I thought, um, we we don't have sensors that can detect radioactivity, right?
yep.
And I thought if this happened, what if this happened? How can we track this? How can we monitor this?
Yeah.
Because we cannot send people to take samples, right? That's
Right.
too dangerous. But we can deploy sensors
Okay.
like let's say Planet Watch. I think many know about Planet Watch,
Yep.
right?
Yep. The air quality. Air
Simple
quality thing.
sensor, simple sensor, but it has to have an internet connection. Helium sensor or LoRaWAN sensor doesn't need uh, that type of connection.
A direct
It can
connection, right?
sit, yeah, direct connection. It can sit somewhere and it can send data over uh, maybe even hundreds of kilometers. It depends where it's sitting. So probably, I don't know, maybe the manufacturers should think from this perspective
Mm-hmm.
as well. That maybe that's a good idea to design, because I don't think that's it, that it is hard to design that type of sensor.
Yeah.
But
No.
in case, what if,
Yeah.
right?
Hopefully we
And
don't have to. I think
yeah, keep
that's
my
the big
fingers
thing.
crossed.
And then I'm seeing, I think it's Jeremy, the Wireless Workshop TV, over in the chat is talking about PR, which is pirate radio mining pools will be a great way to fund rebuilding infrastructure. So I think this is another way that we can help, and this really, it kind of speaks to some of the challenges that helium has. Is that some people have a bunch of miners sitting at home, right? They ordered too many miners and they don't have the locations. Is consider when we kind of get this first kind of active war behind us, is consider doing a mining pool and getting some of those hotspots over into the Ukraine and providing coverage, and also allowing locals to fund the rebuild efforts, right? Because
Yep.
there may not be a ton of insurance coverage available, and imagine if your house gets bombed. Like nobody nobody outside of your family is really going to care. So it's up to us, it's up to the community to kind of rally together and take the assets that we all have and put them in service of something maybe a little bit bigger than ourselves, and maybe not worry about an 80-20 split as we figure out a way to help each other get through a rough time. And that's a pretty cool thing to do. And
Yeah,
800
that's
hotspots in Kiev, that's a lot.
yeah. But it's the thing is that the most part of those hotspots, they're in big cities. If you look at small cities, there are not so many.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but um,
I'll dig in.
just
Let's take a look at
need
some small
need
cities. We can
more
do a little
coverage.
Helium Vision action.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Sweet. Okay. I think I have to log back into this thing. Stand by. Could accept some cookies, get in here, and then we'll cruise to the Ukraine and see what's going on over there. And you guys are running 868, right? Or I
Pardon
think
me?
that Euros are running 868. I think that's what
Yes,
it comes
yes,
under.
868.
Cool. All right, so let's get out of sunny Southern California, and we'll cruise over to the Ukraine. Oh, cool. the borders are there. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, there's Kiev. And there's Lviv, where I think my video guy is. What do you want to look at first?
Let's take a look at Kiev first, probably, because the situation probably is the toughest over there.
Is the worst there? Okay, so
Kiev, Kharkiv.
All right, am I in the right space or no? Did I? Yeah. All right, so 657 there, 474 online. Cool. Yeah, let's see if we can get rid of that. And then, is there a specific? I got the right space there. I'm in the right city, I think. Yeah, Kiev.
Yes.
Cool. Right on. So we got a river running through it. Are there a bunch of mountains here, or there's not much here as far as topography?
Well, as far as I know, the left side, if you look from this point of view, the left side is a bit higher than the right side.
Yep. All right, let's turn on buildings and terrain. We'll take a look. But it's not super mountainy and super mountainous here, right?
Not really.
No, okay, cool. Which can make things a little bit easier from an RF perspective. There's a couple little hills, so it looks like a couple places for small advantage there. Every little bit counts when you're up high, and then just making sure that there's not a ton down in the river. And then Mark saying, check out Priluki. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but...
Yep, that's right.
And is that a totally different city, or is that down just a southern...
That's a different city. That's a different city.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's check out Priluki. Sorry, I'm looking over the side of my screen here. And are you guys using Helium Vision at all for this stuff?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's working pretty well here. Oh, look at that. Nice, Mark. And I'm guessing some of these are your deployments. Mark's deployments, not yours. Nice. So we got a nice little build out here. There's what, 25 or so in there, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Yeah, 26 there and 15 online. Cool. Super cool. I bet coverage is decent here. And then is this, it's a small city and you built this thing from scratch. Good for you, Mark. Heck yeah. All right. And then we're seeing all of this stuff is looks pretty flat. I'll go back and flatten it. And then the other thing, and I've talked about this in the Helium Vision Masterclass, we'll go into a city when it doesn't freeze, which it's freezing on me right now, and drop a 20-meter sim and see what is going on kind of terrain topography wise, and look for challenges and obstacles that you see. Oh, they're not yours, Mark, but it was built from scratch. So there's someone else's. All right, cool. Sweet. So the way to do that is you just drop a point anywhere in town, and we'll go down a new simulation. We'll use an area sim. We'll drop down to the correct frequency, and we'll go out to 30,000. And then here's the kind of secret of the 20-meter sim is you just put in 20 meters. Whoops, not 200. And the antenna gain doesn't really matter. This stuff doesn't really matter here. Usually I'll put this closer to dense forest, because what we're looking for here when we look at a new place is we are looking for, what does the terrain look like? Where are the obstacles? Where are the opportunities? I don't really care about what a specific antenna will do, and especially since I'm not familiar at all with the terrain here, once the sim loads up, then we can pretty quickly see if there's any flat spots, any high spots, anywhere to focus our efforts. Cool, super cool. So it looks like it's generally kind of flat plain area, and then off to the northeast we might have some opportunities to get in the hills. But this is a pretty cool thing to do when you first come to a location and see where some opportunities are. You know that if you deploy down in here in this blue space, it's going to be pretty difficult to hit it. But if you're up here on this sharp line here, which is probably some kind of ridge line, it'll be a lot easier to put a hotspot up there and then cover everything down in the valley. Looks like down in the valley, or this kind of flatter-ish center space, there's not a lot to block it. So yeah, cool little place to deploy. Right on. Very cool. Let's see. How is this the one that we were looking at before? Yeah, 𝐃𝐤𝐬𝐬 65. Nice. We got another 5 HNT coming in. Well done. Thank you, guys. Thanks to the watchers who are doing that and pushing that in there. And I'm excited to see kind of where where it goes and what we can do with it. And it's pretty cool to be using Gristle King for something beyond just helium. That's super rad.
Yeah, because since uh, I can just sit here and enjoy my life while my family and my friends and all people of Ukraine are suffering.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, what can I do to help them? What what can I do to support them
Yep.
and to rebuild my country and um, help my people? And that's why I reached to you, and because I can't go there for many different reasons.
Sure.
But sitting and doing nothing, it's
That's not what we're gonna do.
it's
No.
not a way. It's not the way of doing. So
Yep. And then just a quick recap, if you came on after we'd said it, is that we're running this live show just to spotlight what's going on in Ukraine and spotlight really like what we as a Helium community can do. In the YouTube description, you can go down and there are 2 ways to donate. You can just donate cryptocurrency. I think the first link is like 5 ways to donate cryptocurrency to assist Ukraine. And the second way is this HNT wallet that Andrii just set up. And so if you've got extra HNT or you got HNT, that doesn't make a difference to you if you make your next meal or not. Consider throwing it over there, and then that gets dispersed by Andrii to folks who are in country and can use the money. So that's what we're doing here. This is not your standard Gristle King Helium show. So
yeah, just one thing that I want you to pay attention. The 5 ways of billing that I provided and you shared.
mm-hmm.
5 ways you can support Ukraine with crypto.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow that link,
Mm-hmm.
the first link doesn't work, as far as I know.
Okay.
It
The
was
first
blocked,
like the first
so
option in there in that.
yeah, the first
Yep.
option, the savelive.in.ua.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the the latest update was that it's not working. It was blocked for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But the second option, this is the Minister of Digital Transformation,
Mm-hmm.
which is the legit option. It's not a fraud. It's not a fake. Not a scam. And then third and fourth and fifth option. So just so you know, Dmitry Buterin, which is the father of Vitaly Buterin, the creator of Ethereum.
Yeah.
I got this link from him. So it's a reliable source of information who I can trust, because when you agreed to help me to reach to other people and help Ukraine,
Yep.
first thing and when you said yes, sure, how can I help you, and then oh shit, what should
What do
I
we do
do?
now?
Like where yeah, because I wasn't ready for such a quick response from you, and I do appreciate and thank you very much, and the entire Ukrainian community and probably the rest of the world is hoping for our help and for our support.
Yeah. No, it's been wild. My wife Lee has been following the situation super closely, and she'll be telling me what's going on. I generally stay out of politics and world events because they're usually such a downer. But yeah, as soon as we were talking on Discord this morning, and maybe that's worth talking about a little bit background, is that you had originally, I think we originally talked about just helium kind of hotspot placement. You're doing something on a water tower, and then you had some friends in Ukraine who were building antennas, and you're like, hey, we're building these antennas. Can I send you some to test out and check out and see what you think? And we're going back and forth about that. And now that project obviously is on hold.
Yeah, they were about to send the antennas,
Mm-hmm.
but because they sent me some samples.
That's right. You had a couple
Uh,
samples. You sent me some pictures. I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. I'll take them up on the roof and test them out and fire them off for the Glamos
yeah,
and
so
see what
they
they
sent
do.
me some samples, and I tested them with the network vector analyzer, and probably you'll notice that the frequency band in the United States, US, and Canada is 902 to 928, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you check the beacons, right, they don't really actually use the 915, which is center frequency in that frequency band, right? So they use 904, 905 ish,
Yep.
right, somewhere. And when they send me the antenna, I check the standing wave ratio, path loss, and something is not right here. And I reached back and I said, you know what? Can you adjust a little bit so it can perform better? Because we don't use the entire frequency band. What's the point of tuning antenna for the frequency that is not being used? So they worked on changing the antenna resonant frequency.
Yep.
They were about to send a new samples, and this has happened.
And then this happened, yeah.
Yeah, the package was ready, antennas were ready, everything was ready.
Yeah, and then this happened. And so we got DJ 𝐃𝐸𝐬𝐧. Is that just came on? Is that one of your buddies that you're like, hey dude, jump on and help out? He's over on the YouTubes. He said hello from Kiev.
Yeah, that's him.
Right on. Dig it. And is DJ, or is it he is a DJ? One or the other.
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's a DJ.
Okay.
I know him under a different name in our Telegram chat, but
okay. I'll see if we can bring him in. If you want to come in, I'm sending you an invite, DJ. We'll see if that works or not. But yeah, tell us what's going on in Kiev. That may work. That may not. Hard to say. It's all like new fancy technology. Sweet. Cool. Yeah, I'm super curious about what it's like over there, because when I'd first reached out to Victor, the guy who does the videos for Gristle King, he had said like, "Hey, it's totally fine where I am," and I think he was in Lviv, and then he moved a little bit further east into the countryside. I couldn't tell what he was doing, but yeah. Yeah, I think some parts.
Well, it depends. It depends where you are, because for those who are closer to the border, it's really tough, to the border with Belarus and Russia, as well as Moldova, because there are some troops in Moldova, and Belarus, because Belarus is supporting. I mean, not Belarus, but the president of Belarus is supporting Russia, despite he gave his word to one of our journalists that not even a single tank or soldier will invade Ukraine from Belarus.
Yep.
Which is not true. He lied, and we kind of expecting this to happen, but we were just hoping that it will not happen, but it happened.
Sure.
So
when you're talking
those who are
to
closer to the border,
when you're talking to your folks, like, what's it like on the ground? Are they living in their basements? Are they able to go outside? Can they? I mean, it sounds so silly, here in Southern California. Like, can they take their dogs for a walk? What's it like there?
Well, they're hiding, because the almost every couple minutes, I don't know, maybe 5-10 times a day, that's minimum. They can hear the air raid sirens, so they're just going back and forth, and rather than going back and forth, it's better to stay in the bomb shelter, or in the basement, rather than because there's a big chance that you can be injured or even killed.
Sure.
So my wife's sister, she tried to leave Kiev on the first day when it happened. She could barely managed to make her way to the train station and buy a ticket for the first train that goes to her home city. And when she arrived, she couldn't leave the station till 7 a.m. So she arrived in the evening. She stayed all night in the station, the door was locked, like literally locked.
Yeah.
Uh, the workers weren't allowing people to leave, despite they wanted. They just locked the door. That's it. They put a chain lock. Period. And so she just had a bottle of water and like a bite of
Dang.
snack in 24 hours. So it's terrible. And when I'm thinking about our people, and when I'm having a dinner, I cannot swallow because it just gets stuck here.
Yeah.
Because when I
Fuck.
think about those people who are suffering, and I'm here in a safe place, it
Yep.
just I can't.
No, it's rough because it's your family, it's your friends. It's not people like for me. It's I don't know. I just don't think I don't know many Ukrainians or any Ukrainians on the ground. But man, I was thinking if my mom and dad are over there and it's just like, oh yeah, we're hiding in our basement. It's like, holy shit, that's a rotten thing to think about.
Yeah, and
How are they getting food? Are they just like you're just like making a dash for the grocery store? Or are folk kind of distributing food, or is this just what you have in the
well,
pantry?
there
What's
uh, there are like groups of people that are distributing food
Yep.
for people who are in need. Um, but it depends on in which city you are.
Yep.
Because some cities, let's say my home city, which is Poltava, it's located right in the almost in the center,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of safe because it's not bordering with Russia, with Belarus.
Yep.
We don't have many military bases, so my home city wasn't attacked
Yep.
that much. But Kiev, Kharkiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, as well as southern part of Ukraine, which is Mykolaiv, Kherson, because they're bordering with Crimea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, they suffered. They suffered a lot. There was a shortage of food supply, water supply, electricity, natural gas. Can you imagine just
Yeah.
um, right now it's still winter there, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's
tomorrow will
hard.
be March 1st, but it's still cold there, and just even staying without any heat or electricity, because I do remember about maybe 5 years ago, just right before when I arrived to Canada,
Mm-hmm.
we had like um, a black ice or
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
and um, many hydro lines were damaged, so people just stayed at their homes without electricity, and it was disaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like literally for 2 or 3 days, it was like the end of the world here. Can you imagine just staying without everything
Yep.
in almost in not in the middle, but at the end of the winter, but still, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Plus,
No, it's
plus, well, Russians are bombing. It's not just when
yeah. Yeah. It's
when you
not just
can
like one little thing. It's
go
there's a
go
giant
out
country
and
attacking you.
cut some firewood and make a fireplace or whatever. It's dangerous. So people are hiding,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
resistance is very very huge. Like the civilians, they're stopping tanks. They're stopping like armored machines with their bare hands.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
just
saw like a
just this
guy carrying a
morning.
mine. I seen like tractors dragging tanks off. People aren't
Yeah,
giving
with
the
bare
Russians
hands. Yeah,
gas.
yeah. Also,
Yeah.
like
I see what you can do.
I've read this morning. I've read that one woman, she burned tank with the Molotov
Hmm.
cocktail. Can you imagine a woman throwing a Molotov cocktail right at the tank and burning the tank?
Yeah.
Like
Humans are strong. Humans are
women,
strong. It's just give them the right reason, they stand up and do pretty amazing things, and that's I guess that's the upside of a rotten situation. So I got my bride here. She may come in the back. She may head into work. But cool.
so I
Good.
yep, keep going.
I was gonna say that probably is as much as probably as much value as I can deliver. to this. If there's anything else that I can do, let me know. If there's anything else that you want to say to the Helium community that will watch this later, let me know. If you have a message in Ukrainian for Ukrainian folks who may see this and not, yeah, like whatever you want to say, that the platform is yours. I will do everything I can to help, and I'm sure that the Helium community is rallying as well, and not just through me, but through many other people and helping Ukraine.
I do appreciate your help, and I want to thank you personally and the entire Helium community to those who has already responded or who will respond to our call, to our message, to help Ukrainians withstand this war and handle this. We do ask, and I personally ask on behalf of the entire Ukrainian community, Helium Ukrainian community, to help us and collect as much as possible, because I'm receiving messages from different people who are helping, like volunteers, like asking for different like cameras, walkie-talkie stations, medication, clothes, food, gas, generators, everything that probably in our everyday life we can throw out in the garbage bin because we don't need it.
Yep.
Right now, people need it, and it can save somebody's life. And also, I do want to ask, spread a word among people that you know, or they may know, because this is another way of helping Ukrainians to survive and to handle this. Because the more information you spread, because I know that many people think that in Ukraine they're Nazis, they're nationalists, they're killing their own people. That's not true. I'm Ukrainian, and I've been in many different parts of Ukraine because I used to work for a government and dealing with frequencies. We had business trips all over the Ukraine, and I could freely speak in Russian in the western part of Ukraine,
Mm-hmm.
and which is more likely more pro-Ukrainian oriented, and I could freely speak in eastern part of Ukraine, which were pro-Russian oriented. I just want to deliver my message that there is no violence in Ukraine among Ukrainians based on their nationality, on the language that they speak. We are peaceful nation, and
You guys are turning into badasses, though. I like it. Right? It's folks who can take their turn the plowshares into weapons and fight for their independence, and then put them back down and go back to leading their regular lives.
that's right. We can argue between ourselves, right?
Always,
We can
yeah.
fight inside, you know.
Yep.
We can we cannot share the same thoughts, but if somebody threatens us from outside, just stay away from us, because we are a united nation. We are solid, and yeah, if you can help us in any way you can do, please do. There are many links, many sources where you can find information,
Mm-hmm.
how you can help. Yeah,
All
please,
right.
you're welcome.
Right on. We'll wrap it with this Svala Ukraini, �Κ𝐤𝐫𝐬𝐧 Svala. Is that that's close enough, right?
Yeah, слава Україні, героям слава. Yeah,
Well, thank you.
we're a strong nation, and if you don't mind, I just want to say in Ukrainian a couple words to my
Yep.
Ukrainian friends,
Send it.
just to support. Uh, Хлопці, ви вільна нація. I can barely speak. I just so emotional. Ми вільна нація, ми свободолюбива нація. Нас ніхто не зможе здолати. Борітеся за нашу Україну, і ми подолаємо разом ворога, який вторгся на нашу територію. Ми відбудуємо нову країну, і весь світ ще почує про нас як про свободолюбивий народ, який подолав другу, може й першу найбільшу армію світу. Слава Україні!
Right on, man. Well, thank you for reaching out and for letting me help. And hopefully we amplify this as much as possible and get as much assistance to Ukraine as possible when we get through this rotten situation and get everyone back on their feet and rocking and rolling in the way that a good, happy, peaceful world can be. So thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Nick, and I do want to thank you, the entire Helium community who joined our live stream and who will see this video later. Please join please join Nick and the rest in helping Ukrainians to handle this. Thank you very much.
Right on. I guess final wrap is if you just watched the very end of this and you're just coming on, look at there's links in the description. There's 5 ways to donate crypto to help Ukraine, and then there's an HNT wallet that Andrii has set up to accept donations of HNT as well. I chucked a big chunk in there. I think there's 65 HNT there now, so that's a nice little thing we've been able to do in just about an hour. Is raise something like 1,500-ish US dollars. So that's rad, and hopefully, yeah, you guys can contribute and we can get this thing behind us as healthily as possible and save as many lives as possible and just make what is a very difficult time as undifficult as possible. So thank you guys. We're out.
Thank you.